Historical for Monday, May 17th, 2021. I'm hearing myself echo. Is that just myself? Can y'all hear me clearly? Okay. Maybe I'm just tired of my own voice already today. All right. Roll call. I'm going to just roll call in case people are in the way back. Allen. Benedict. Thank you. Bradford. Cash. Evans. Yay. Gamble. Hager, he is in court for his job. He's a lawyer. Hall. Chair Murphy is here. O'Connell, I think I saw you come in. Parker. Rutherford. Stiles. Toombs. Van Rees. Welch. Withers. Excellent. All right. Just a second. We had. Okay, good. There was an update to the consent agenda, but I think the agenda you have gotten sent out was corrected. So what I'm going to do is run through our consent agenda. The one change on it is item number 6, BL 2021-728 by Rutherford. It's renaming a street, and if y'all recall, that has to have action on it from the Emergency Communications Board before coming to us. So right now I have it on the consent to be approved, but it is now being on consent to be deferred. So I believe that is the only major change. I'm going to run through what is on consent. So that is going to be item number 3, item number 4 to be deferred, item 5 to be deferred, item 6 to be deferred, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 are all on consent to be approved. Hannah, can you double check that we have sponsors for those that we don't have letters? Okay, Toombs is here. That's defer. This mic picks me up more than upstairs. Evans is here. Gamble's here. Evans, Welch, letter. Parker, Taylor. Toombs, Evans, Welch, Toombs, Van Rees, Sledge. I think we're good. All right. I am going to read through the consent agenda, and then we'll get started.
Thank you. Sorry, I had some visitors at my desk right as you were getting to the top of it. Did you have item 2 on consent?
It is not on consent.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Starting with item number 3, RS 2021-952 by Toombs and others approves an intergovernmental agreement by and between TDOT and the Metropolitan Public Works for the acceptance of work in connection with the construction of pedestrian signals and sidewalk improvements on Hamilton Church Road from east of State Route 1 to west of Calumet Drive, proposals, so on and so forth. That is on consent to be approved. Item number 4, BL 2021-654 by Rosenberg, changes from RM2 to RS40, property located at 6,000 River Valley Drive at the southeast corner of River Valley Drive and Newsom Station Road, and located within a planned unit development overlay of 58.48 acres, all of which is described therein. That is to be deferred 1 meeting. Item number 5, BL 2021-655 by Rosenberg, canceling a portion of the River Walk Plan Unit Development District located at 6,000 River Valley Drive at the southeast corner of River Valley Drive and Newsom Station, 58.48 acres, approved for 61 multifamily dwelling units, all which is described therein, deferred 1 meeting. Item number 6, BL 2021-728 by Rutherford. There's a letter to approve, and it renames although it's a letter to approve, we're deferring it one meeting. Renames a portion of Blake Drive from Sunnywood Drive to the dead end to Sweet Oak Court. Proposal number, so on and so forth. That is deferred until we get it back from ECD. Item number 7, BL 2021-729, Evans and others. It abandons a portion of Forest Ridge Drive right-of-way and easement. Item number 8, BL 2021-730 by Gamble, accepts a new sanitary sewer and water mains, sanitary sewer manholes, fire hydrant assemblies, and easements for properties located at 3449 Brook Church Pike, also known as Village by the Creek, Section 10A. Item number 9, BL 2021-731 by Gamble and others. It abandons existing public sanitary sewer mains and easements to accept new sanitary sewer mains, sanitary sewer manholes, fire hydrant assemblies, and easements for property located at 3449 Brook Church Pike, also located as Village by the Creek, Section 10B. You would think those would be together. Item number 10, BL 2021-732 by Evans and others. It accepts the relocation of existing water mains and easements for property located at 4619 Hesse Road at the intersection of Leona Pass and Earhart Road, also known as the Ashton Park water main relocation. Item number 11 is BL 2021-733, and that abandons existing public sanitary sewer mains, sanitary sewer manholes and easements, and it accepts new sanitary sewer mains, sanitary sewer manholes and easements for property located at 170 Antioch Pike, known as Darrow Downs Sewer Extension. It's on consent to be approved. Item number 12 is BL 2021-734 by Hancock and other. It accepts sanitary sewer mains and a sanitary sewer manhole and easements for properties located at 526 Myatt Drive. Bills on third reading. Item number 13, BL 2021-634 by Sledge. There's a letter to approve. All right, y'all ready for this one? It changes from CS to IWD, MULA, OR20, RM20A, R6, and R6A to MUNANS, MULANS, RM20ANS, CSNS, and OR20NS. I'd like to solve for the puzzle or win a spelling bee. For various properties located south of Lafayette Street and north of Wedgwood Avenue, 173.99 acres. Congratulations, Councilman Sledge. He also has BL 2021-635, which is item 14 on your agenda. There's a letter to approve, and it applies the Urban Design Overlay District to various properties, which I've already mentioned, located south of Lafayette Street and north of Wedgwood Avenue, zoned CSIWD, MULA, OR20, RM20A, R6, and R6A, 187.81 acres. Taking us to item number 15, BL 2021-706 by Parker. Changes from CL to RS5. Let me say that one more time. From CL and RS5 to SP zoning for property located at 1411 and 1413 Dickerson Pike and 198, 200, and 204 Gatewood Avenue, approximately 260 feet east of Dickerson Pike, 6.77 acres, to permit a mixed-use development. Item number 16 is BL 2021-707 by Councilman Taylor. There's a letter to approve. It changes from RS5 to R6A zoning for properties located at 1407 14th Avenue North, approximately 70 feet northwest of Hyman Street, 0.19 acres. Item number 17 is BL 2021-708 by Council Lady Toombs. It changes from R8 to RM20-A-NS zoning for property located at 917, 919, 921 West Trinity Lane, approximately 720 feet east of Old Buena Vista Road, 0.53 acres. Item number 18 is BL 2021-710 by Council Lady Evans. It changes from SP to SP zoning, property located at Earnhardt Road unnumbered, approximately 2,290 feet north of Hesse Road, 69.76 acres to permit 164 single-family residential units. Item number 19 is BL 2021-711. It changes from RS10 to OL zoning for properties located at 81 Thompson Lane at the northeast corner of Tuggle Avenue and Thompson Lane, 0.28 acres. Taking us to item number 20, which is BL 2021-712 by Councilman Parker. It changes from RS5 to R6A zoning for properties located at 1518 Jones Avenue, approximately 70 feet north of Marshall Street, 0.19 acres. Item number 21 is BL 2021-713 by Councillady Toombs, and it changes from R8 to RM20ANS zoning for properties located at 1011, 1013, 1015, and 1015 West Trinity Lane, approximately 430 feet west of Old Buena Vista Road, 2.5 acres. Item number 22 is BL 2021-714 by Councillady Van Rees. It changes from RS10 to R8A zoning for properties located at 3125 Hillside Road, approximately 240 feet south of Maplewood Trace, 0.53 acres. Bringing us to our last one on consent is item number 23, BL 2021-715 by Sledge. We have a letter to approve. It changes from IWD to SP zoning for property located at Bianca Page Way, unnumbered, 307 Bianca Page Way, and 1414, 1500, and 1502 4th Avenue South, located on either side of Bianca Page Way and approximately 470 feet north of Mallory Street, 5.54 acres, to permit a mixed-use development with 410 multifamily residential units and non-residential uses. Councilman Withers, motion to approve, please. Thank you. With myself seconding it, it is properly before us. All those in favor say aye. Anyone against? Spectacular. Our consent agenda is approved, and it takes us back to page 1, item 1, RS 2021-950 by Councilman Hall. It is a resolution approving the property at 4601 Ashland City Highway to be used for a waste transfer facility. Councilman Hall, to make a motion. You are at podium 1. Councilman Hall for a motion.
Thank you, Chair. I'd like to move to defer to the second meeting in July. Got to give them time to complete their community engagement.
Councilman Hall, you need to make a motion that it would be heard within 60 days of today.
No, from filing?
So why don't y'all just give me a date? I got both of them talking to me. Okay. Okay, so what I'm hearing is that they have filed at the BZA potentially on the 7th, and it has to be heard here at the council within 60 days. And so is that a vote taken on it or a consideration? Up or down vote within 60 days. So Councilman Hall, what do you want to do so you have enough wiggle room if you need it?
So that would take us to the first meeting in June?
Well, let me pull up my calendar.
The 7th?
So Councilman Hall, do you want the first or
It'd be the
second
first
meeting?
in June.
The first meeting in June is what you want?
Mm-hmm.
So that would be June 1st. Is everybody happy with that?
Well, we've got budget.
So for those, so if you didn't hear John Cooper, the public hearing for the Jackson Law will be on June 1st, which is the first meeting in June. So this should be heard at the next meeting, which would be June 15th, the second meeting in June. Does that work give you the room you need?
That works.
All right, so we are deferring that to the second meeting in July.
June.
In June. I was writing it correctly, if that matters. All right, Councilman, that is your motion. I will second that. All those in favor, vote aye. Any against? Any abstentions? Thank you. That takes us to item number 2, RS 2021-951 by O'Connell and others. It approves a cooperative agreement by and between the Federal Highway Administration, United States Department of Transportation, FHWA, and TDOT, and the Metro Public Works for the Charlotte Avenue / Dr. Martin Luther King Transit Headways and Congestion Management Project to be executed under the Advanced Transportation and Congestion Management Technology Deployment ATCMTD initiative, PIN I131476.00. I have said more singular letters tonight than I have like this entire term. Councilman O'Connell, for your motion. If I could turn on your mic, I'm sorry. All right, you're good.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would move approval.
All right, I will second that motion. Is there any discussion on this? Councilman O'Connell.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. I think because this is very likely consistent with the Mayor's Transportation Plan, I would invite the administration just to describe this to committee members before we come to the floor.
Thank you, Councilman O'Connell. Are you talking about now? Because that's
Yes.
what I would like.
Yes, please.
Mr. Jameson at the administration table.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is essentially a $3 million federal grant. The feds will provide half that, 1.5. TDOT will provide 1 million, just leaving 500,000 for Metro's matching obligations. Under the new administration, they adopted what they call the Fixing America's Surface Transportation Act grants, which really prioritizes the installation of advanced transportation techniques through communication nodules. Metro Nashville applied for that for the Charlotte Avenue, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard corridor. That's one of the most heavily trafficked in Tennessee, in Nashville, but also one of the slowest average travel times. And as a result of that, we have a lot of bus bunching, not to get too technical. But this would run from downtown all the way out to I-40, so that would capture districts 19, 20, 21, and 24. They would focus on the WeGo Route 50 and would be part of the Charlotte Avenue MLK Boulevard Innovation Corridor that the council took up several months ago. The Federal Highway Administration approved our proposal and submitted the spending recommendation. Specifically, what the grant would be applied for is to implement what they call connected transit technology, and a few examples of that would be allowing for active traffic management. Picture a command center where maybe there are traffic issues along Charlotte and MLK Boulevard that could be reacted to quickly and responsibly by the traffic light manipulation. Traffic signal prioritization, if a certain set of traffic signals is bunching up traffic, but it's not bunched up further down the corridor, they can have access to that. Signal performance measures, so you can see how a particular lighting and timing sequence helps with traffic flow down Charlotte and MLK. Would also allow future connected vehicles to signal sequencing. That'll be dependent upon a few technology advances. But with respect to the WeGo drivers, they can get in real time bus capacities, bus traffic, and bus spacing for occupancy and delivery purposes. And those are some of the things that the grant would go towards.
Councilman O'Connell, I have a few questions, if you don't mind, or I can come back, I can go to you and then ask my questions.
I also have a few questions, but I'll defer to you, Madam Chair.
Okay, thanks. Mine will be quick. Mr. Jameson, you said District 19, 20, 21, 24, is that correct?
Correct.
And it goes to I-40? And
Correct.
so is that where I-40 crosses Charlotte right before Nashville, or past Nashville West, before like where the Cracker Barrel is?
Right. It would be before the West development or retail center, just shortly before that.
Before Nashville West or after Nashville West? So like where the Lowe's and Walmart is, or where the Costco Target is?
So if I'm coming from downtown, if I'm coming down from downtown, I would have passed Nashville West and where the 40 over loop is, probably not.
So
the
before the
technical
Cracker
term.
Barrel and Walmart?
Right, but looking at it north to south, it would be before, if I'm making sense. Go out 40, you would pass, from your perspective, you would pass the West Mall Shopping Center.
And surely someone could send me a map, or it's somewhere that I can find before tomorrow night?
Absolutely, and it's in the packet of
It is in the
materials that you
packet,
have.
okay. And then has the state already approved their matching 1.5?
They have indicated approval, correct.
Is it in the current budget or maybe in the future budget?
For the state, I do not know, but I will have that information for you in the morning.
Okay. What happens if the state does not do their part of the grant?
Then we would be short $1 million. Again, I suspect that's not the case, but then the council would have the option of trying to make up the difference or just allowing the grant application to die.
All right. Councilman O'Connell.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you, Mr. Jameson. I think, as a former member of the MTA board, this is exciting. This is part of the overall application of smart technology we've wanted to see, and I think I would remind everybody that when our transit system is moving more efficiently, all of traffic is also moving more efficiently, and I think this has a lot of positive spillovers. I think to follow up on the chair's questions, I looked at the grant application a little bit and kind of saw the broad contours of this. Is there a concise list of the specific, do we already kind of have the specific program of technologies to be implemented here?
I think we're sticking with a more generic description so that we're not limiting ourselves. For example, you'll notice one of the items is the future connected vehicle opportunities, connecting vehicles to lights, probably emergency transportation and public transportation being prioritized. But we don't yet know what that may look like next year or the year after that.
Right.
So rather than try to speculate as to what those may be, we leave it with open-ended descriptions, and as long as the feds determine that that qualifies, then we get that bucket of money to spend accordingly.
Perfect. And I guess I don't want to disrupt the grant application process, but would it be possible for the administration to return to council with that specific program of implementation once we get closer to that point? If we do get all of the appropriate awards, et cetera, and we know the funding is certain, could we get an update? And I mean, I'm happy to try to offer a friendly amendment if we need to get that, but I think as long as we can get a commitment this evening from the administration that we'll do that before implementation, that would be helpful.
Absolutely. We would welcome the amendment, but you also have our commitment that we will return to you when we have the specific technology implementations in place.
Very good. Thank you. Madam Chair, that's all my questions, and I'd encourage colleagues to support.
Thank you, Councilman. I appreciate your request for an amendment, and I would support us supporting you suspending the rules tomorrow night for that.
Thank you. I'll talk to the administration. Honestly, I feel like this is something we can get I think a verbal commitment here is sufficient, but I'll talk to the administration and see what we can do with our office between now and tomorrow night.
All right. With that being said, we are in the proper format for a vote. All those in favor, say aye. Any against? Any abstentions? And just checking, we have Council Lady Allen here now, but Rutherford has not come in, and I think that was it on our attendance as well. So with that, we are adjourned. Thank you.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information about this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.